Hello, my name is Sophia Rodriguez. I am a rising junior at Stevens Institute of Technology, and this is my video response to the CodePath Tech Fellow interview. So, the first prompt reads as follows. In your 4-minute video, imagine you're in the breakout rooms and a student asks you to answer a question you do not know the answer to. What would you do? I think this is a really important question because this is something that will realistically occur, and being in the classroom environment, I have had teachers that don't know the answer to my questions immediately, and so I would follow something similar to what they would do. And so as a tech fellow, I understand that it's not always possible to have immediate answers to every question, and in these realistic situations, my priority would to be absolutely to ensure that the student feels acknowledged and respected for their inquiry. At all times, I would like to foster an inclusive and comfortable learning environment. So for more complex questions that require further research, such as understanding the rationale behind class material organization, or maybe the reasoning behind specific approaches, I would inform the student that I will dedicate time to thoroughly research this topic and then provide them with a prompt response. However, sometimes they could just be technical inquiries like debugging or things that have readily available answers, and I would take a more proactive approach in guiding the student through the problem-solving process. So I would check the instructor slides to see if the solution is readily available there, and if not, I would demonstrate my utilization of various reputable resources such as Google, W3 Schools, Stack Overflow, Geeks for Geeks, basically to efficiently find solutions and encourage the student to leverage these resources as well. My approach as a tech fellow would be to prioritize acknowledging the validity of each student's question, offering to conduct thorough research for complex queries, and actively assisting with technical issues by showcasing effective problem-solving techniques and reliable resources. So that way they may take these problem-solving techniques and resources and maybe share it or apply it to other internships or basically realistic situations, because these are skill sets that they should really start developing. By doing so, I really aim to empower these students, and so that way they can feel confident in their learning journey, and also to equip them, like I said, with addressing challenges independently. The second prompt reads as follows. You have joined a pod during a breakout session with about 5 students in the room. All the cameras are off and there is no active participation. How would you encourage engagement with your pod and facilitate discussion? I also think this is a really important question because I know I've had experience in breakout rooms where everybody slowly turns off their cameras and it just becomes dead silent. So in these situations, I would like to kindly request all the participants to enable their cameras for enhanced engagement during the virtual session. I know it could be hard to have engagement in these virtual sessions because people have it's super easy to just turn off your camera and either walk away or just be muted and have no interaction. So I would really like to facilitate some sort of introduction round within the breakout room to ensure that everyone becomes acquainted, because sometimes these breakout rooms can be randomly shuffled and they're new, or basically people have never interacted with these other people. And so I think that having everybody introduce each other would encourage a nice sense of community among these students. So each student would be encouraged to provide a brief self-introduction in which they would share their interests and motivations for enrolling in the CodePath course. And basically this endeavor aims to foster a nice sense of community among these students and also promotes a comfortable atmosphere and promotes more active participation within the breakout room. So to further establish a relaxed environment, I would also like to initiate some sort of icebreaker activity. And in my case, I would really like to try something known as 2 truths and a lie. And if you're not familiar with this activity, basically me or another tech fellow or another student would present 3 statements about themselves, 2 truths and 1 lie, and would order the statements to deliberately avoid revealing which statement is the lie. So then afterward, they would invite each of the students to take turns guessing which of the 3 statements they would believe to be the lie. So upon everybody's participation, the person that was doing the 2 truths and a lie would disclose the false statement and provide additional context or stories related to it, or why they wanted to order the statements a certain way. basically their decision in making these statements. And I think that these icebreaker serves as an effective means to acquaint all the students with, it could be me, a tech fellow, or maybe another student, and also provides for a nice, lighthearted, sort of fun activity during the virtual interaction that would really bring everybody's engagement. So this activity especially promotes active listening and encourages students to engage with one another, like I said, which would lay the groundwork for a constructive discussion and collaborative interactions throughout the session. So following this icebreaker, I would redirect the focus back to the course material and would inquire about each student's progress. So their ongoing tasks, any challenges or questions they may have encountered. And basically this format is to parallel a stand-up approach, which would enable for them to maybe practice a bit, get introduced with stand-ups, and also have a class-wide discussion that aids in identifying potential roadblocks and facilitates peer-to-peer support. So in conclusion, the combination of introductory activities, icebreakers, and course-related discussions means to establish an inclusive and interactive virtual environment which would foster a positive atmosphere for learning and collaboration among these students, which I think is really, really important. And so the third prompt is, part of the TF role is to build a community on your campus and to assist in generating student applications. Briefly describe to us how you would foster growth within the CodePath community on your campus while increasing student applications. I also think that this is a really, really important question, because being a tech fellow, I basically align with the CodePath values and also am representative of CodePath. And I think CodePath is an incredible organization, and I'm going to talk about that in a bit. So being able to foster growth within the CodePath community and also basically advertise CodePath is something that I think that I should be responsible for. So just a little bit about me. Like I said, I go to Stevens Institute of Technology, and we primarily have a white male population. But we do have ethnic student organizations like NSBE, National Student of Black Engineers, SHIP, Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers, and this isn't an ethnic organization, but it's more of a gendered one, which is SWIX, the Stevens Women in Computer Science. And basically, these organizations encompass many of the students that receive financial aid. So the students that are at my school that are receiving financial aid and are not paying large sums out of pocket are heavily dependent on that financial aid and are often first-generation college students. And so I know that my first year as a college student here, being a first gen, I was totally lost on what path I was supposed to take, what internships to go for, and how to apply for them, what classes I should take, how to basically learn. So one thing that I was particularly lost in was, as I said, learning outside of the classroom. And I think that being able to find resources on how to learn outside of the classroom is so important, because your school might not offer all the courses that you'd like to take, or it might not offer, these courses might not delve into certain topics that you would really like to be interested in. And I know that a lot of people, including myself, prefer a school environment. And so being able to take like courses or course-like things is just more helpful. So being able to participate in these interesting and informative courses through CodePath and at absolutely no cost is an incredible opportunity that everyone should take a look at and also be aware of. And at this point, I've been interning with CodePath as part of their Future Force Tech Launchpad, and it has been an incredible, totally awesome learning experience. I've met so many people, I've learned so much, and it makes me so glad that I took the leap to apply to this program. So funny enough, I was a bit hesitant to apply because I already had another internship lined up for me, but a friend and a colleague of mine really pushed me to apply, and I'm so incredibly grateful for their push, because truthfully, without them, I don't know if I would have made the decision to apply. And I want to essentially give everybody that same push that I got, because I think CodePath is an absolutely amazing organization and they have so much to offer. They have FTL, like I said, the Future Force Tech Launchpad. They have their courses. They have so many resources, and I can tell that this organization just really wants to give out.